Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast episode. And I've got a fantastic guest for you today, Anna Urnova, coming from the beautiful country of Germany. And she helps, especially male career people who have been successful previously, pivot, change, navigate the midlife career crisis. Um, we serve similar audiences. She's got a lot of great ideas and views, and I'm really happy to have her on the show. So, Anna, welcome.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks for a great introduction. I'm really happy to be on your show and talk to your audience.
Yeah, to set the stage, we always ask how you got to where you are and how you can help better serve the audience.
Yeah, absolutely, sure. Well, I was myself a corporate professional for a very long time, almost 20 years. It's even scary to say that. And at some point, I hit a wall. I hit a crisis, which I now call mid-career crisis. Basically, it just didn't inspire me anymore. I was looking to do something else, something I'd love, but I didn't know how to technically do it because I was in a very highly paid job at the VP level, and I didn't know how to make a pivot in a way that will not be a downshifting. Right? I also had a young family, two young kids. And to add a little bit of spice to my transition, I was happening in the background, against the background of 2008, 2009 crisis, where my family personally lost a lot of saving, and my husband almost lost his business. So I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst possible scenario for a career transition, right? But actually, by then, I already tried and failed several times, and I had a system that I absolutely believed worked. And I decided, okay, if I'm really serious about making a transition, now is the best time. Because I mean, if it works now, right, then I'm onto something really great. And if it doesn't, okay, I'll just blame it on the crisis and go back to work, basically to 9 to 5. But it worked. I transitioned from corporate to being a coach. And then I did it really well. In a way, got lucky. In a way, I saw that my system worked. And then I worked with a variety of corporate clients and executive clients, helping other people be successful. But at some point, came to a point of second transition where I had to scale my practice, my coaching practice, into something I would call a business, more like a coaching business. And at that point, I started to work with other professionals like coaches or strategy consultants, and everyone told me the same thing: you have to specialize, otherwise you can't scale. And we analyzed basically my clients, and turned out that the sweet spot were men, majority, like over 80-90% even of my clients were men, and they happened to be in this kind of 35, 55 years of age, age bracket, so to say. And also, when I analyzed their requests further, I realized that there was something in common, that all of them at some point in this kind of age bracket, they lost their mojo, they lost maybe their love with their current career, they hit some sort of wall crisis, and they wanted an upgrade. Either they wanted a big promotion, or they wanted to change industry. Some of them wanted to change geography. They wanted to move to work in another country. Some wanted to leave 9 to 5 altogether, start their own thing. Some wanted all of them, change geography and industry and leave 9 to 5, do their own thing. So I realized that this is a request for change as a response to crisis. And this is how I got very curious and started specializing in that particular niche, and also learning about mid-career crisis, midlife crisis, also what makes it different to men and women, and so on. And that's how basically for the last, it's over a decade, I'm just working with the clientele of mid-career men who want a career upgrade at mid-career and want to have a spectacular second act.
Interesting. There's a lot to unpack there because we can talk about the common signs and symptoms, but why I'm curious what I we like I said, the signs and symptoms, but what is the cause of these? What is the cause of a midlife crisis? Is it discontent? Is it unhappiness? Is it societal change? What's underlying? Why do people go through crises?
Well, I believe that through any crisis, what it means, especially when we have a crisis of human life, right? For instance, I mean, people who have kids. Do you have kids, Chris?
Yes, yeah, we have.
So we all know that when small kids are small, they go through crisis, right? Like like 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, right? So something like that. And every time when they hit a crisis, it usually has to do with them really making a big upgrade in their life because they've learned so much. They've approached a different level of capability, right? So the previous level, it doesn't satisfy them anymore, but yet they don't yet know how to function on the next level. It's a bit overwhelming, hence the crisis. And I believe that actually there are a lot of people kind of think that mid-career midlife crisis is a problem. Well, it is a problem because it's not nice when you hit it, when you lose your inspiration, when you're not looking forward to your day at work, when if things that previously excited you suddenly that they make no meaning. So it's not fun to be in that sort of state. But actually, if we shift our perception, saying, well, actually, it's a sign that there's something more available to this particular man right now, and all the crisis is saying that this man is up for an upgrade. But something needs to change for him to get it. So overall, I'd say the symptoms of a crisis usually tell me that the man is somehow at a dead end. The previous career path has ended or ending. But usually, to be honest, by the time clients come to me, they already been stuck for a while and been suffering for a while. So I'd say the career usually discovered that the previous career has ended years ago, but they tried to kind of revive it, and that created a lot of stuckness. But once they embrace the fact that, okay, one path is ended, I've just completed something. I've completed. It's not because there was something horrible happened, but I've just completed a mission. Then a new path will open. And usually this completion actually has to do with a man having fulfilled expectations that he grew up with. That, to put it simply. Because a lot of men, when I talk to them about their career, they use a lot of shoulds. I should do this, I should do that. Well, yeah, usually I would say mid-career is when men has fulfilled a lot of the shoulds and they can actually now be their own man. They can now fulfill the mission of why they're here in the first place, not to just, fulfill other people's expectations, but actually leave their own imprint in the world. And when you look at it like that, it's actually a very hopeful time in every man's life where you actually have a chance to now create something unique and your own imprint in this world.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's just kind of I think with so kind of, a follow-up question to that is in traditionally it was the midlife crisis, and now there's a quarter life crisis, and then there's a crisis after midlife. There's like the three quarters, kind of why are we seeing more frequent crises and more transition? I'm curious because I had a midlife crisis when I was 29. And basically I'm, fulfilled all the shoulds, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I want to lead my own life. So why is now the emergence of a quarter life crisis? And is it because the world is changing so fast, or just
that could be one of the cases. I actually also had a much harder, the 30-year-old crisis hit me much harder. And I really had to change a lot of things in my life, and I had to release a lot of expectations. And I find that maybe a lot of people have tough times at midlife, which I define like 35, 55. So to say roughly, so when you're 45 average, what do you say? A lot of people who have the most difficult time at midlife, there is a consequence of them somehow not resolving the previous crisis that you've just mentioned. I bet probably you did some work there as well at 30, or maybe your crisis was so strong that you just could not ignore. It was the same for me. It actually triggered my first career change. Whereas for a lot of guys who come to me with their mid-career crisis, they talk to me about the 30-year-old crisis, but somehow maybe there were other priorities. Maybe they were getting married and had to provide, which is a reason for a lot of men actually just ignoring their own discontent, honestly, and that were this little voice saying, this is not your path, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. But they then around 30 usually either already accepted or about to accept so many external commitments that they just they just kind of ignore that voice until it just becomes completely unbearable, right? And those who ignore their little voices at around the age of 30, like you've described, because I do believe there's crisis there as well. They usually have it really hard at around 40 and so on, because it's almost like this little voice is just like, I am so fed up, you're ignoring me, and they're just pulling the plug out, and the men feel total like switch off energy. Yeah, if before they could ignore, they still had the energy, right? But now they just feel that they have to soldier through, push themselves, but they're running out of energy. So it's actually not even an option to go on like that. And the worst thing or the best thing, that they still have at least 20 years to go, right? So many come and say, I pushed myself, I soldiered through for 5 years, but I can't go like that for 20 years, right? So something has to change. So in a way, to answer your question, I think that all crises are related, and every next step requires the previous tasks to be resolved. And if they're not resolved, then they will all come knocking on your door together, making it a much bigger change, so to say.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was talking with another guest as well, and especially around the career, finances, relationships, marriage, kids. It's like if you procrastinate on what this still small quiet voice or your intuition or the universe, if you procrastinate and you don't make the decision, then the universe is gonna make the decision for you, and it usually comes in the form of a catastrophe or crisis. Could be divorce, bankruptcy,
Yep.
a health scare.
Healthcare often, yes. Big loss. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Yes, yes. I see, and it's repeating story in my clients' cases as well.
Another question I have for you is, what's the difference between midlife crisis and burnout? Like, how are those two
Very
related?
good. Yeah. Well, I'd put it this way. Burnout is a big, big symptom of a midlife crisis. The way that I see the difference, if you, because burnout may have other reasons as well. You're simply like not taking enough breaks. Sometimes people actually so in love with what they do that they neglect their bodily needs of rest, or food or something. They could be obsessed with what they're doing. It's not that they hate their work or they soldier through it, but they just
Yeah.
they just get too tired, right? They just exhaust their resources and they need a rest. But usually in this case, when they have rested, they're looking forward to go back to work, and then they back to normal, so to say. Of course, they have to watch the maybe work-life balance. They have to watch the workouts, but usually they're looking forward to going back to work after the rest. People for whom this burnout is already a symptom of a bigger change required, a lot of men have burnout as a symptom at midlife crisis. I guess midlife crisis is not the only time when burnout can happen, but at least that. One of the like really big signs is that men go on holidays, but the closer, and then they can spend a week, 2 weeks, a month. Some men take like a year off. They go on sabbatical. But the moment the thought of going back to work approaches, they hate it. It just gets them depressed, right? Every time they imagine that they're back doing what they were doing, it becomes unbearable, to the point, Chris, that men actually start having fantasies about escaping, just like pretending they had a boating accident and they're dead, and then like re-emerging somewhere in the faraway land. Literally, a lot of men have their fantasies of actually suicides and things like that, just because they don't know how to. Basically, it's like escape fantasies, right? But they don't know how to escape. But that's how they hate going back to work. And now, when that happens, after you've taken your rest and you've slept, through your tiredness, and you've had, some fun doing something else, and that actually creates even bigger hate for your work going back, bigger dread, I would say, going back to work. Then it's a sign that you're in the wrong job and the wrong career, that it's actually sucking your life out of you, right? And that is how I would see the difference between a burnout and a career burnout. That actually is a more sign of a crisis, and that you really need to find something else to do.
Yeah. Interesting. And kind of moving on, because I know we have a couple more minutes. The other, so kind of you talk about, you have this you use the five step system to help clients navigate their career changes. Kind of walk us through these steps, and then we'll kind of end it with how people can find you and contact you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, these 5 steps is actually exactly like when I mentioned to you that I've developed my own system how to shift careers, and then I decided when I was like about to shift my own career, 2008, whether I should do it or not. And then I thought, okay, this is the system. I'm going to try it. If it works, it works. So since then, it's been working for me and for my clients. So the step number 1 is that it's actually finding your why you would be working in the first place. Because a lot of people say they work for money, which is not true. Money is a consequence of you creating value with your work, right? But you really have to find a higher purpose. And I know purpose is a scary word because everyone is using it. And what is this? But I define purpose in a simple terms. When you're on purpose, when you feel actually that it's natural to you, you enjoy what you're doing, and the most important sign, it energizes you. The activity you're involved in energizes you. This is the number 1 sign that you're on purpose. And even if they stop paying you and you had you won the lottery, never had to work again, and that activity would present itself, you would still enjoy doing it. So that's something purposeful that actually energizes you. And believe it or not, a lot of men I work with and are very accomplished and they have a great career. They have no idea what the purpose is. They have no idea why they're here in the first place. And I actually take them through the process of a methodology to find why are they here, basically, what are their gifts and how they're supposed to share them with the world. So that's a step number 1. Because that plugs you into the, let's say, energy that prevents burnout and actually makes your life fun while you're making money, right? Second step is once you know why you're here and what you really, really love doing and what you really want to be doing for the rest of your career, then the second step is to claim your gifts and worth, because a lot of men actually have an idea of what they'd like to do, but they talk themselves out of it, saying they don't have the right degree, they don't have the right qualifications, whatever. So the good news for mid-career is that you already have more than enough. It's just about claiming your skills, your gifts, your experiences in the right way, and also presenting, let's say, these skill sets to yourself and others in the right way. So a little bit deconstructing your previous experiences and then putting those pieces together in a way that you see you have everything you need to actually jumpstart your new path, whatever you chose it to be, right? So that's the second step. And then third step is also very important because I call it identity shift, because a lot of people have this false belief, for instance, oh, in order to be a writer, I have to write a bestseller. Then I'm a writer, right? If I haven't written a bestseller, I'm not a writer. But the problem is you will never write anything unless you actually become a writer. You see, that's a paradox. You cannot actually write anything worthy without getting into the identity of being a writer, because then who is doing the writing, right? So and that's a kind of trick about that you need to actually shift your identity and put on the values, the mindset, and the let's say the worldview of the identity that you want to become before you actually fully become it, so to say, before, let's say, your accomplishments will prove to, let's say, to you that you're a writer, right? So first you need to become a writer, then write a bestseller. That's this sort of the sequence here. Yeah, and that's what I'm helping guys to do, to create this identity shift in a way. Again, there's a method that helps you do that. When you do the experimenting in the right way and you do the identity shift, and then already you make it happen in the external world. So that's a step number 3. And step number 4 is also very important. And many people know what it's all about. It's about networks and how you use your memberships and all sorts of networks, collective experiences, who do you know, what are the kind of people you connect with. But a lot of people use these networks in a very wrong way when they're going through career transition. There's a certain way how you need to use your network, which is differently to how you would usually use them. And I explained that in my step fourth. Well, to put it simply, I will not be able to share everything here. It's simply that you really have to make a very conscious effort to shift your networks towards those people who will be already connected to your new identity, right? Let's say you were a doctor and now you will want to be an entrepreneur. It's really important for you to connect to other entrepreneurs, because so that you see the world as an entrepreneur and you understand how entrepreneurs look at things, how they solve problems, what do they do. It becomes normal to you, because if you will connect to other doctors and talk who want to be who aspire to be entrepreneurs, then all you ever be, you will be a doctor aspiring to be an entrepreneur, and they will in fact could actually jeopardize your move, because they will be sharing all the obstacles and biases. Whereas when you connect to people who's already on the other side of your change, who already made it happen, it becomes a bridge, so to say, that really helps you navigate the gap that you need to. So that's the fourth step. And the fifth step is actually probably needs to be number one. This is about asking for help. Because a lot of successful men hate asking for help. They have almost shame connected to being vulnerable, asking for help. And to be honest, I don't know, Chris, what's your experience, but people in helping professions like doctors or therapists or coaches, they're the worst actually going to other doctors. As they usually try to kind of treat themselves. And that's a big mistake when it comes to career change. So actually witnessing your own vulnerability, seeking external help is very important. That's the step 5. And the easiest thing for your listeners would be, I put it all together. There's like a free masterclass training I put together, and they can just simply go to my website and watch it and see if that it resonates for them.
Yeah, really interesting, because I really love this idea, because when I was transitioning from physician to entrepreneur, I basically cut off all my ties, because they were all saying, you're not going to make it, you're making a stupid decision. And I was just like, yeah,
Exactly.
so I just plugged myself into people that were, successful and, doing the things that I wanted to do. The
Oh,
other,
yeah.
yeah, I know, we have, couple few minutes left, and what is this idea of future trends in career development, and like what trends do you see for mid-career professionals? Are you going to see more midlife crises? Because now these days it's more and more acceptable to do your own thing, and
Oh,
a lot of kids are not. They think college is a waste of time, and they want to like really pursue their passions, and they don't want to get into excessive debt. So are you going to see less of a mid-career transition, or are you going to see like kind of a phasing out, like the older generation going through this, and like the younger generation kind of prepare? I know what I want. I don't have to go through this. What do you
yeah.
see?
I hope we'll see less of crisis. I honestly believe that even for our generation, Generation X, so to say, midlife crisis is a little bit like a legacy thing, because basically we already know. I remember when I was just starting my career, I was getting my degrees. I already knew that I would have to change careers because the career for life was no longer available to our generation.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting and yet when people hit brick walls somewhere in 10 years into their career, 15 years into their career, it comes as a shock, even though everybody knows and reads like there is no career for life. There's like portfolio careers. You'll have to change careers. And still somehow, I guess it's because we have the role models of our parents and that generation, and we were brought up, right? Our teachers, our therapists, I don't know, our doctors, everyone will come of that generation who tell us how to live our life, what should happen to us, right? So it's like dissonance, like cognitive dissonance. We kind of know, but what we expect something else happening. So I believe the more we normalize that you will have multiple careers during your life, working life. And the more we actually teach people the skill of pivoting, the skill of knowing how to navigate those changes, the more it will become norm, the less it will be a crisis. I believe that's number one. Second, I believe right now, new generations, I already have millennials as clients. unfortunately, they hit some crisis as well. But I believe the more younger generations kind of seek to not just work for money, but also do things that, give them fun, give them joy. Be also, there's a lot of opportunities, of course, now with online, the technology, with everything, where you can try so many different things rather than just sitting in your box in the 9 to 5, right? That people will just be exposed to a lot more, and there will be a lot more opportunities to select the, let's say, money-making mechanism that fit to who you are, to your natural abilities, and so on. Having said that, I still think, Chris, that conflict between expectations and becoming your own person, our own person, will exist, right? Maybe the crisis will become younger. That could happen, right? People will have crisis early, and then they will have, but then I think they maybe will have a second act, but then maybe they have another crisis, have a third act, because I also believe we will be talking less about kind of career retirement. People will maybe work longer, but maybe they'll have more breaks, sabbaticals, or flexible working arrangements, because I see a lot of that. And finally, what I want to say, I see a lot of, and I actually read recently, a lot of people going solo, so solopreneurs or different projects or doing side hustles, in addition to let's say the corporate careers, because people feel that, there's, they want to express themselves, right, in a different way. So I don't think we will see that there are no crises at all, but I think there will be just maybe different shapes, and we will be more conscious and maybe, less terrified by hitting a crisis. It will be just seen as growth, natural process.
Yeah. I think Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they really get it, and they're gonna, I think it's interesting because they'll pay double for, a product or service if it aligns with their values, and they kind of really understand it. Gen X, and we kind of got smashed in the middle, with the industrial and then with the information revolution. So but
True.
yeah. How can people find you and follow your socials? That you're very enthusiastic and passionate, and I know you love helping entrepreneurs in this area. And how can they do that?
Yeah, sure. Well, listen, the easiest way to get in touch with me is find my website, which is annaurnova.com, annaurnova.com. And there you can see this first free training, just hit free training, where I share my masterclass. It's only like 45 minutes, but you can really check your symptoms, go through the 5 shifts that I'm sharing, and already learn a lot. And if that resonates, you can even go one step further and book a free call with me if you're in that mid-career range, and if you're a man and you feel like this resonates, and bring your question to the call. I will just look at your particular situation, and I will honestly answer those questions. And honestly, this 45 minutes that guys spend with me on this call sometimes are life-changing. I wouldn't say every call, but a lot of guys tell me, I've never spoken to anyone. Even my wife, even my therapist don't know. And thanks very much for validating what I'm going through. And a lot already, leave the call with a solution. Why not? Give
Yeah.
yourself a chance there.
Yeah. One final follow-up is just out of my curiosity. Are you seeing a lot of your clients more from the West or Europe? Because I know there's cultural differences, and are you seeing it more, your clients are more European, or I'm just for my own?
Clients, I have European clients. I have a lot of clients, for instance, from Middle East, where a lot of expatriates work in Middle East, and of course the careers are very important because the families usually travel with them, and they're dependent on the income. Well, I would say often, for instance, when I have clients from North America, it's usually people who maybe need a different look. Maybe they feel. For instance, I had guys from Army, Americans in the Army about to retire, and they felt that, well, retire from the Army, which means they're like in the 45, 46, and having no idea where to go next, and really wanted outside perspective, a little bit outside maybe of the system where they where they operate. So but I do work well with Americans, and most of my clients come US, Europe, and Middle East, basically expats from Europe or America who work in the Middle East. That's what I would say my most of my clients come from.
I really enjoyed this conversation, and for the audience, be sure to check out Anna's socials and give her a like and follow. Reach out to her for a consultation. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks very much for having me. And by the way, congratulations for having over 1,000 shows. That's quite an achievement
Yeah,
for a podcast.
I
Thanks a lot.
appreciate that. Thank you.